Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori, your online finance guy who speaks about all things finance. How can we go to save, invest, and grow in your financial affairs? And today I'm going to speak about my peer-to-peer berry and how it has been affected by the war in Russia and Ukraine. Several investments of mine have been affected by the war. But let me talk about this because I've been giving updates when I invest, how much my portfolio, what my portfolio is doing, what is the structure, and how it has been performing. So it is important that also give you an update on how it has been affected by the current war between Russia and Ukraine. For me to speak about money, Ukraine and Russia is not to be insensitive to the nature of the war and the people who have been affected by the war, or the people who have lost their lives, but it is just a general overview from a financial point of view on how everyone has been affected. Some have been affected through their losing lives, suffering, uh, but others have also been affected because of the business and investments that they have taken. For me, it's investments and peer-to-peer lending with peerberry. So my portfolio now is 4,492, and you can be able to see part of the only portion of my portfolio that has not been affected by the war is 1,763. So a little below, around only 40% has not been affected. You can be able to see that my war affected loans from Russia are almost 2,300. So this is even more than 50% of the investments. Um, I'm not too worried about whether I may be repaid some money. I know that I will be paid because the major problem is transfers between Russia and the EU are slow because of SWIFT has been closed between Russia and the outside world, and also because several companies have been restricted from operating or working with certain Russian companies and individuals. And three, because of the falling value of the ruble against the euro. So even if people are paying their loans, we may not be able to get the value because you'll get much less euros should we receive the payment now. So of course, it makes sense to not just transfer the money as is because it would mean a significant loss on our euros. So that is probably the major reason. So probably this I would give it a year or so to be able to get a substantial payback. The only thing that has affected me would be that the interest rate that would otherwise earn has been has not been earned. So basically, it has been stopped. The interest rate, the interest earning has been stopped, which is okay, and I understand. So otherwise, it's money that I would have invested elsewhere to give me money elsewhere. So as an investor, that is a loss, but not a total loss. So the one value that I would be worried about is the loans uh, that I have issued in Ukraine, which totals around 365, around 7% of my investment portfolio. This one I'm not too optimistic about. Maybe paid by the group because of their guarantee, but if the loans from Russia and Ukraine are too many, I would not be too optimistic that I will be paid. So I would easily write it off as a loss on my end, but still be optimistic. If it is repaid, it is fine. So as an investor, it is painful to realize that you might lose a significant portion of your investment. But also that is why I always talk about diversifying your portfolio. So having many investments in many baskets. So if one basket fails, the others are working. Many other investments of mine are doing well. They are not affected by the current Russia-Ukraine war. And because of that, I am doing a little bit better. So for now, I would shy away from investing a lot more money because I'm still waiting to see. So a lot of wait and see as regards to this investment because of the risk that I already face. And I would not want to put much more risk on it, even though the loans that are now being issued in other countries beyond Europe are now giving you as much as 13.5% return, which is quite good. So, but I'm still on the wait and see part. So my investments now will be focused on other places that will be much more solid in terms of I may not be able to lose my money should there be a significant world war or something. So I would probably invest in land, in forestry, in Kenyan government bonds, and other securities within the Kenyan market. Because as you have seen, the only thing that affects Kenya and Africa as regards to this war is rising prices of foodstuffs, but investments and of course inflation. But investments that are generating more than the inflation rate would basically be secure, and we might not see an African country invading another African country or being involved directly in the war. So for that reason, I would put my money in Africa for now. Uh, Again, because of the challenges that investing now, especially in the European continent, brings. So yeah, so I thought it is important that I share this update since I always share the updates on how much I'm investing and how my investments are faring, and also to give you a brief of how the war has affected my investments. I hope that you're learning every day. You are growing and you're becoming better in your financial affairs. Remember, always leave a comment down in the comment section. Questions, what you would want me to share more about, how can I be able to help you, and on the same breath, I will be having live sessions very soon. I've never had a YouTube live session where you can be able to give your answer, a question, receive an answer, get feedback on what I'm doing, what I'm planning, and basically engage as a community as we grow in our financial journey. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and yeah, do have a lovely day and enjoy your time investing and growing financially. Thank you and enjoy.